Hello students, welcome to this ICT Grade 9 learning session on health, safety and ethics. Today we will learn about data backup and some key features of Data Protection Act. This video lesson will cover what data backup is, how is data backup important, how is data backup done, what Data Protection Act is, how is Data Protection Act important, and some of its key features. This will be followed by a quick test, and finally the lesson will end up with a recap. Dear students, for today's lesson, first we are going to learn about data backup, its importance, and how it is done. Then we will move on to Data Protection Act and some of its key features. Let us start the lesson by understanding what is data backup. Data backup is the process of creating a copy of existing data. Moving on to how is data backup important? Data backup is done to recover in case of loss of data or corruption. Data loss can be caused by hardware malfunctions, software corruptions, human errors, computer viruses, or natural disasters. How frequent and where is data backup done? Data backup is done on a consistent and regular basis. For example, once every week. It can be done at the same location where a computer system is located or at a different location. Looking at what media can be used for data backup. Data backup can be stored on a variety of storage media. For example, tape, optical media, external hard disk, flash drives, and also cloud-based storage services. We will move on to Data Protection Act and some of its key features. Data Protection Act is a law to protect personal information stored on computers or in paper files or any other storage system. Examples of personal information are name, address, date of birth, identification card number of a person. Let's move on to the importance of Data Protection Act. Data Protection Act is important for several reasons. First, it ensures best practices in collecting, storing, and processing personal information for organizations and the government. Second, it controls how the information collected is used. And also, it protects the rights of those people whose data have been collected. We continue our lesson with the key features in the Data Protection Act. The first feature is that a person has the right to know what information is collected about him or her. Second, any information about a person should be collected in a legal way. The third feature is that any information collected should be kept safe and secure to avoid any misuse or mishandling of data. Next, any information collected should be true, accurate, and up-to-date. For example, if wrong information about your age is collected, that is, you have not reached 18 years old, then you may not be allowed to vote in an election. Any information collected should be kept only as long as it is needed and discarded as soon as it is no longer needed. The last feature for this lesson is that any information collected should be used only for that particular purpose and not for other purposes. For example, patient information collected at a hospital should only be used for treatment purposes only and not for any other purpose. Now, students, let us do a quick test to evaluate what you have learned in today's lesson. Read the questions carefully. You will have a few seconds to answer. First question. Data backup should be done regularly. Is it true or false? It is indeed true, as data backup is done regularly and consistently to be able to recover from loss of data. Second question. Personal information should be protected. Is it true or false? It is true, as the Data Protection Act protects personal information from any misuse and mishandling. Next question. Which one among these is an example of personal data that needs to be protected? Is it A, courses offered at a university? Or B, date of birth of university students? Or C, fees information at a university? The answer is B, as date of birth is an example of personal information that needs to be kept private and protected. Next, complete the sentence. Data Protection Act is a law that A, protects personal information collected and stored on computers. B, allows personal information to be known to public. C, helps to find information about someone quickly. The answer is A, because it makes sure data is collected, stored, and processed legally and people's rights are protected. Fifth question. A person should be aware about the information collected about him or her. Is it true or false? It is true, as according to the Data Protection Act, every person has the right to know what information is collected about him or her. Last question. Data collected from a patient can be used for marketing purposes. Is it true or false? It is false, as data collected should be used only for that particular purpose and not for any other purposes. Well, this is the end of our quick test. I hope you have been able to get all the correct answers. Now it's time for a recap of today's lesson. Data backup is a method to make copies of existing data. It is important to do backup to be able to restore data in case of loss or corruption. It is recommended to do backup on a regular basis. It can be done at the same place where a computer system is located or at an external location. It can be done on a variety of media. Data Protection Act is a law that protects personal information to be collected, stored and processed on any storage system. It also protects the rights of those people whose data have been collected. Some of its key features are: a person has the right to know what information is being collected about him or her. True, accurate, and updated information should be collected legally, kept secure, and used only for the purpose intended and as long as it is needed. We have reached the end of today's lesson. Hope you have enjoyed watching this video. It's goodbye from me and see you soon.